Hi there. It's January 15th and time for Proverbs 15. We're right in the middle of the Proverbs now, at the halfway point. The theme of today's chapter, the general theme of the whole thing, is about arguing, debating, right? Having discussions, whether heated or not heated, and how to do that according to God's Word, okay? We're going to highlight all these and put them all together. Hey, I think about when you're arguing with your friends or your wife, having a debate. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger, right? You don't want to yell, you want to speak softly, okay? Harsh words, yelling, just makes people angrier, right? And like I say, we'll put all these together. 2, the tongue of the wise commends knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out folly. Right? Good statements. Commends knowledge. Useth knowledge, it says over there. 3, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. Okay? Remember that when you're arguing. God sees everything you do and everything you think. Okay? This goes with it. Or a gentle tongue is a tree of life, right? Speaking softly. But perverseness in it breaks the spirit, right? Do you want to break somebody's spirit? That's hard to fix, 5, a fool despises his father's instruction, but whoever heeds reproof is prudent, right? Heeds reproof, right? Regardeth correction. In the house of the righteous there is much treasure, but trouble befalls the income of the wicked, right? Things you love. 7, the lips of the wise spread knowledge, not so the hearts of fools. Okay? Wise people. Hang around wise people, right? Hearts of fools are not steadfast. 8, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is acceptable to him. Okay. We highlighted that. The sacrifice of the wicked, right? That thing is abominable before God, which the wicked think to be most excellent, and whereby they think most to be accepted. Right? If the wicked try and do a good thing, there's usually strings attached to it, and God doesn't like that. It's an abomination. But the upright, the prayer, just your prayers are acceptable. This one goes with it. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he loves him who pursues righteousness. That's green, right? No, we're not doing green. Let's do pink. Pink. I think we're the hour. Make all the righteous ones go together, right? 10, there is severe discipline for him who forsakes the way. Whoever hates reproof will die. That's pretty severe, right? If you hate to be corrected, Sheol and Abaddon lie open before the Lord. How much more the hearts of the children of men? He sees everything. 12, a scoffer does not like to be reproved. He will not go to the wise. 13, and a glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow the heart of the spirit is crushed. Let's do that. Make that part of our arguing theme, right? glad heart makes a cheer of faith. You really want to upset somebody and say horrible things to them? 14, the heart of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouths of fools feed on folly or foolishness. Right? Right? If you know why something works, you always want to know more. Right? 15, all the days of the afflicted are evil, but the cheerful of heart has a continual feast. Right? Afflicted. That's over here. Afflicted are evil, but a good conscience is a continual feast. Cheerful of heart, is that a good conscience? 16 is always a good one. We'll put this together, right? Better is little with fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fattened ox and hatred with it, right? You go to some of these family functions where everybody fights and everybody disagrees and the cops get called and it gets very awkward. Right? Better to stay home and have a salad, and that's what that says. And better is a little with fear of the Lord than great treasure and all the troubles that go with it. Right? Remember that. I would rather have a little and follow the Lord than a great treasure and all the problems. 18, a hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. That's part of our arguing. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, causes trouble. He who is slow to anger quiets contention. Slow to anger. Remember that. Remember that phrase, slow to anger. 19, the way of a sluggard is like a hedge of thorns, but the path of the upright is a level highway. Right? A lazy person, everything's hard, right? 20, a wise man makes a glad father, but a foolish man despises his mother. Right? A wise son makes a glad father. Right? My children are wise, okay? And they do make me glad, so. 21, folly is a joy to him who lacks sense, but a man of understanding walks straight ahead. Right? Foolishness is a joy to him who lacks sense. That's true. 22, without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. Right? If you're going to do something, start a business or any endeavor, you should always get counsel first. There are always people around who have been successful at what you're going to try to do. And a wise person is always glad to talk to you about their failures, because that's where you learn stuff, right? That's where you learn stuff. And they will tell you, do this, don't do this, it doesn't work. Right? And then your plans can succeed. Right? 23, to make an apt answer is a joy to a man, and a word in season, how good it is. Can that go with our arguing? I bet I can, huh? Apt answer, right? Answer of his mouth. In due season, right? A word in season, okay? In season, not out of season. Right? 24, the path of life leads upward for the prudent, that he may turn away from Sheol beneath. Right? 25, the Lord tears down the house of the proud, but maintains the widow's boundaries. You notice that? Proud. Doesn't say evil, doesn't say rich, it says the proud. God doesn't like pride, okay? God likes humble. Pride is self. Right? Me. 26, the thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but gracious words are pure. Thoughts of the wicked. Lots of wicked stuff you could highlight in here, right? Whoever is greedy for unjust gain troubles his own household, but he who hates bribes will live. Okay, that's like the House of Representatives, right? They all take bribes. There's always somebody willing to bribe somebody to do something they want them to do instead of the person they are, people they are represented, chosen to represent. Right? That's a whole other conversation. 28, the heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. We're making those pink, right? Mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. You know people like that, right? 29, the Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. Right. What color was I making those? Yellow, I think. The light of the eyes rejoices the heart, and good news refreshes the bones. Right? The light of the eyes rejoices the heart. It says a good name over here. Good news makes fat the bones. I like that. 31, the ear that listens to life-giving reproof will dwell among the wise. Right. Life-giving reproof. That means listen to this. It will save your life. 32, whoever ignores instruction despises himself, but he who listens to reproof gains intelligence. Right. There's lots of that in here too. People trying to tell you something to do the right thing. Right. 33, the fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom, and humility comes before honor. Right. That's a big one. That's a big one. The fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom, right? Following the Lord, revering the Lord, right? Putting him in his place, which is the very top of all things that he created. Right? That is instruction in wisdom. And this is humility comes before honor, right? Pride does not come before honor. Pride comes before fall, it says in Proverbs. Humbleness. The humble will be honored. Okay? So, there you go. Now let's put all these green ones together about our arguing. First, let's jump over here to James in the New Testament. About argue, we know a soft answer turns away wrath, and a gentle tongue is a tree of life. And perverseness breaks the spirit. You don't want to break your partner's spirit, right? A glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow the heart of the spirit is crushed. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. Got that? That's important. To make an apt answer is joy to a man, and a word in season, how good it is. Right? That's the arguing. Well, let's jump over here to James. We're talking about arguing or speaking or anything. Okay. It's chapter 1 in James. Right? James 1, 19 through 21. Now, this is the same James where we very started Proverbs, okay? Where it says how to get wisdom. Just ask. Hey, 19. Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. Right? For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. I got that. Therefore put away all filthiness and rampant wickedness, and receive with meekness the implanted word which is able to save your souls. Right? This is the important part. Quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. Okay? Being quick to hear, that means you are listening. You're not forming an answer in your head. A lot of people, somebody starts talking and they're making a point, and you're already forming your answer before you even finish listening to them. Okay? That's wrong. Okay? That's not being quick to hear. That's being slow to hear and quick to speak. Okay? And that's not the way to do that. You need to listen to their entire statement and then form the answer in your head based on their entire statement. And then when it's time, speak. Okay? Quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. Okay? Somebody's not telling you you're wrong if they're just telling you the way they feel. Okay? And the way they feel, right, needs to be validated sometimes. I understand you feel that way. That doesn't mean you're an idiot. You don't say that. It says you feel that way. To them, they're real. It's a real feeling. It should be validated, right? You need to hear, quick to hear. That means not forming answers in your head while they're talking. That means listening to them. Slow to speak, slow to anger. Right? That's in James. Okay? And you can put all these green ones together about arguing. Right? Soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Slow to anger, slow to speak. A gentle tongue is a tree of life. Right? Healing tongue, I like that. Wholesome, healing, gentle tongue. What does it say? Only say uplifting, edifying, kind things, right? Perverseness in it breaks the spirit. Right. Gentle tongue. You're getting a general theme here. A glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by a sorrow of heart, the spirit is crushed. Yeah. And you can make somebody mad and you can make somebody sad, but if you crush their human spirit, that is often very difficult and sometimes impossible to repair. God can do it, right? But man can't. Mm-hmm. Here's one goes. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife or makes trouble. He who is slow to anger quiets contention. That what it said over here in James. Slow to anger. Slow to anger. Right. Right. Tying these together. I think James was reading the Proverbs. I'm sure he did. And to make an apt answer is a joy to a man. A word in season, how good it is. Saying just the right thing at just the right time. And it usually always involves kindness, uplifting, edifying things, healing words, right? How good it is. So, there you go. Let's go over our other highlights here. And we did some righteous ones in here. We could put all the righteous ones together. In the house of the righteous, there is much treasure. Right? But trouble befalls the income of the wicked. Right? God loves him who pursues righteousness. Like that? I like that. Righteousness. Those are pink. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer. Okay? Again, slow, quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. Right? The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer. But the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. Make that green. It goes to your arguing too, right? If it gets down to name calling and tearing down somebody's character and crushing their spirit, you are no longer arguing with somebody, you are attacking them, okay? And this is somebody you care about, right? Okay. That should be pink. It doesn't like me to do this sometimes, but I don't know. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous, right? Here's the prayer of the righteous. Being righteous is a good thing, right? Okay. Let's go to the rest of them here. 16 is highlighted. Better is a little with fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Right. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fattened ox and hatred with it. Right. We've all been to these kind of meals where people fight and they disagree over politics or sports or religion or, don't go to places like that where you know that's going to happen, right? Stay home and eat salad, right? And this better is a little with fear of the Lord, right? Than great treasure and trouble with it, right? Agar said at the end of Proverbs, give me neither poverty nor wealth, right? You want just enough. Wealth, you will forget about the Lord, and that's where your trouble begins, where you have so much money, I don't need God, I have all this, right? That's the trouble that comes with great treasure. It's better to have a little and fear of the Lord. Good stuff. 27, we highlighted, whoever is greedy for unjust gain troubles his own household, but he who hates bribes will live. It sounds like two different things, huh? Right? He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that beareth gifts shall live. Huh. See, it says kind of the opposite over here, huh? He that beareth gifts shall live. Right? He who hates bribes will live. You have to look at other versions and see if they agree or not. These don't seem to agree, but bribes are a bad thing, okay? Giving somebody a gift just to get your way that has strings attached, okay? And there's a lot of people who get very rich by accepting bribes, okay? Bribes are usually done in secret. And 33, the fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom. Right. Fear of the Lord, following God, loving God, wanting to always please Him, right, is instruction in wisdom. Is the instruction of wisdom, it says over here. Okay, that's just number one, fear of the Lord. Okay? And then most important, humility comes before honor, right? Humbleness comes before honor, right? Nobody that's prideful and arrogant gets honored. People don't like to listen to those kind of people. But somebody who is humble and is honored, like a hero, right? Who is just does things because it's the right thing to do, right? And humble comes, and that's the kind of people you want to honor, right? That's where honor naturally comes to the humble. So there you go. That is Proverbs 15. And we'll look and see what we're doing in our New Testament in a year today. In our other series, we're doing the second half of Matthew 10. So there you have it. Stay tuned for that. And there you go. All about arguing, take these things to heart. Okay. There's been many books written on that subject from those verses in James 1 and Proverbs 15 about arguing and getting along and debating and, how to get your point across and stuff. But it's all in the Bible. So there you go. Till later, we'll do it again. See you next time.